Chapter 200, That's All Too. In the next moment, Zhang Ziking stared at Zhu Tui with bright eyes and said, "Brother Zhu, which arena lord should we challenge next?" Zhu Tui looked at Zhang Ziking, whose eyes were shining. He suddenly laughed. "Old Zhang, have you forgotten what you told me in the betting area? If you get greedy, you will lose." Zhang Ziking was startled when he heard that. He suddenly became alert. He looked at Zhu Tun in embarrassment and said, "Brother Zhu, I was wrong. I've earned too much money too quickly and too easily. Sorry, it won't happen again. In the future, I will prioritize Brother Zhu's safety." Zhang Ziking immediately reflected on himself. "Let's go, tell the organizers that this is all." After he finished speaking, Zhu Tui turned around and left. He left very firmly. Actually, according to the information that Huang had gathered previously, Zhu Tui's plan was to first challenge Fire Lotus, the 5 Winds Arena Lord, before challenging the 6 Winds Arena Lord. He had earned enough from this trip. However, Zhu Tui suddenly changed his mind after he challenged Fire Lotus. He was especially wary of the supernatural assistance armament that Fire Lotus had brought, which had caused him some trouble. Fire Lotus, which he had already gathered 80% of the information of, had a new trump card. Then what about the even stronger 6 Winds Arena Lord? Would he have a fatal trump card? Zhu Tui instantly asked himself a question. Was there a need to continue taking risks when he had already earned 4 million? The answer was obvious no. The purpose of Zhu Tui's trip to Sea Paradise was to earn money, and the money he needed to cultivate. He had only been cultivating for 2 months. The money that he had earned today would definitely be enough for him to continue cultivating for another 2 to 3 months. Zhu Tui believed that his strength would definitely increase exponentially in 2 to 3 months. 2 months later, in the worst-case scenario, even if he did not learn any other abilities, he would be able to kill someone with the alloy silver pill just based on the increase in his mind power. Therefore, there was no need to take the risk. He had to go back. Making money was not the ultimate goal. His ultimate goal was to earn money to improve his strength. Therefore, Zhu Tui was extremely determined to leave. "Brother Zhu, I've already informed the organizers. However, Manager Qi from the regular arena directly gave you an appearance fee of 1 million yuan if you continue the challenge. But I turn it down for you. I said that your mind power is almost exhausted. You can't fight anymore today," Zhang Ziking said. Zhu Tui stopped in his tracks when he heard Zhang Ziking's excuse. He gave Zhang Ziking a thumbs up. This excuse was good. He had shown weakness and rejected the other party's invitation. He did not offend the other party. Zhang Ziking was indeed a smooth businessman. "Brother Zhu, are we going back now? Let's go to the hotel and get a room first. We can rest for a while and eat something first. Didn't I use up most of my mind power?" Zhu Tui smiled meaningfully. At the same time, Qi Tong, the manager, had just received all of Zhu Tui's information. Zhu Tui, a freshman at the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College. His nickname is Flying Sword Warrior. A few days ago, during the actual combat exchange between the Wuxia sector and the India sector. Interesting. He's here to earn money with his strength. However, he has potential. Qi Tong looked at the information and smiled. "Manager Qi, Huang Tianba's manager rejected our suggestion to let Huang Tianba continue to fight. The reason is that he has exhausted his mind power and cannot fight anymore," a staff member said. "Exhausted his mind power?" Qi Tong's lips curled into a smile. He knows when to advance and when to retreat. His reason looks good. It's worth paying attention to. Send his information and today's actual combat records to the higher-ups. Let's see what the higher-ups have arranged and see if they want to come into contact with him. "All right, manager." Because he had earned a lot of money following Zhu Tui, Zhang Ziking patted his chest and wanted to cover his expenses. He booked a small suite worth 2,888 yuans and ordered a seafood meal that was worth 1,888 yuans. It was sent directly to the suite. The only surprise was the way the receptionist looked at Zhu Tui and Zhang Ziking. It was a little strange. 2 men actually got a room. Zhu Tui did not understand. Zhang Ziking ignored him. On the way to the room, Xu Ziking winked at Zhu Tui. Brother Zhu, I made a lot of money with you today. Do you want me to treat you to a novel experience? The girls here are. Scram, if you want to go, go yourself. I'm so pure and handsome, spending money is a disgrace to me. Xu Ziking held Zhu Tun in deep contempt. Look at what he was saying. As if you don't need to spend money when you're in a relationship. Zhu Tui walked around the room after he entered. In this era, there was no such thing as a network interface. Under the 9 grams network, it was all wireless and high speed. However, the hotel suite definitely provided a charging port. Personal communication devices no longer needed to be charged. However, some personal care devices, such as razors, electric toothbrushes, and other special devices for charging, were needed by customers. Therefore, the charging port was still equipped. Zhu Tui followed Huang's request and removed his communication device. He placed the ultra-micro quantum signal generator near the electrical outlet. There shouldn't be any listening devices here, right? Zhu Tui suddenly asked. I don't think so. Xu Ziking said so, but he took out something that looked like a flashlight from his backpack. He turned it on and adjusted the angle. The flashlight cast an oval-shaped screen of light that covered Zhu Tui and Xu Ziking. It's a subatomic particle wave generator. It can block external sounds from coming in, and it can also block internal sounds from going out. Of course, they can only block conventional sounds. Its effect on infrasonic waves and ultrasonic waves is extremely limited, Xu Ziking said. Brother Zhu, I understand what you mean. We've already earned a sum of money. The problem now is how we can return safely. We have 2 choices if we want to return safely. Speak. Zhuang Ziqiang was very shrewd. He knew when to do something and could even understand Zhu Tui's intentions. This was what Zhu Tui admired about him the most. Actually, the 2 anonymous trading cards with a total value of more than 10 million yuans are the unsafe factors for us at the moment. There was a chance that we would be targeted, but not necessarily. The first way to eliminate the danger was to transfer the cash in the anonymous trading card back to our personal accounts through the white gloves here. This way, we could eliminate the danger and prevent our privacy from being exposed. However, the handling fee is higher, Xu Ziking said. Halmik, if you operate here, whether it's the white gloves or directly using your personal account to pay taxes, the tax rate will be 20%. Coupled with the handling fees of the white gloves, the rate is more than 35%. Xu Ziking said, it's too high. That's right. Normally, after we transfer and avoid taxes through the company's operations, we only need to pay 1% to 3% of tax to transfer the money to our personal accounts. This is also the fundamental reason why I chose the anonymous trading card, Xu Ziking said. What's the second method? Hearing a private guard from the Sea Paradise will start at 500,000 yuans. Then, 3,000 yuans per kilometer after that. We will be guaranteed to be safe, Xu Ziking said. FCAC, it's at least 1,000 kilometers into the Wuxia sector. That's 3 million. It's at least 3.5 million. It's still expensive, Zhu Tui said. Xu Ziking nodded. Actually, it's more or less the same. If we directly use our personal accounts to place bets without any consideration for privacy, the cost of paying taxes would be close to 3 million yuan. If you want to save money, you can only take some risks and go back yourself, Xu Ziking said. Zhu Tui nodded. Wait a moment, I'll think about it. He appeared to be thinking, but he was actually waiting for a Huang's message. Without a doubt, he would have chosen a personal guard immediately if he did not have a Huang. However, he still wanted to see a Huang's feedback before making a final decision. About 40 minutes later, not long after Zhu Tun and Xu Ziking finished their seafood feast, Zhu Tui's communication device suddenly rang. Ah Huang's information collection was complete.